telegram from the embassy in Turkey to the Department of State. So July 17, 1974, Ankara. The subject is, of course, the Cyprus coup, but also the meeting of the ambassador and also the prime minister. So they send this to the Department of State to make some points about the government of Turkey, assessment of situation. So the point 1 has several points. The A is coup appears to have succeeded. So you see, it's very clear. There is no other possibility. The B, coup completely engineered by Greek government. So you see that the government of Turkey does not believe that this coup was made only by locals elements, okay? The point C is much more interesting for me. It explains that the government of Turkey does not fear de jure NOC's move in immediate future. It's strange, no? Because you know that for the moment we have de facto NOCs, okay? So de jure NOCs is, of course, much more important, at least to the political level. And you see there is an explanation about that, in fact, Turks believe that Athens will maintain fiction of separateness, so they will show to the others that is not a real NOCs, because one of those two states, one of them is in NATO, and the other one, Cyprus, is of course non-aligned world. You got it? So it's impossible for Athens to say that we are the same country. That's why they are not afraid of that. But it's important to say it because, you know, we are in July 17. So this is the point of Turks. Point D, the government of Turkey does not accept this as an internal separate problem. On contrary, it is an international matter involving violation of an agreement to which Turkey is a party and guarantor. You see, it's totally different position from the US position. Because you remember that the US doesn't want to have an international issue. So we go to the point F. Vulnerability of Turks on island greatly increased by lack of their having secure access to sea coast. Very interesting as a point, okay? It reminds us the problem of occupation now, but at that time is a problem of enclaves, okay? There are two locals, they do not have this possibility to have a secure access to sea coast. This is the point of Kokina. Kokina, on the contrary, has access. That's why it's so important. So for the other places, because of this lack, the problem for the Turks on the island is increased, okay? So point J, Turkey will have to directly intervene with military force on island. So you see, In fact, at that moment, they already decided to do something like this. Point H, if intervention necessary, it will be bloodier the longer it is put off. So you see, it's a totally different point of view of something which is like a pacificator, okay? No peace as an operation. Therefore, the government of Turkey not prepared to delay intervention beyond a few days, okay? So it is related with the 23 days. But at that moment, the embassy has no information about how many days, but few. And you remember that the file of the, maybe the report of the CIA was mentioned that we knew something is prepared, but we don't know the exact timing. And you see here the expression few days. But of course, it's not few weeks or few months, it's few days, okay? Point I, situation has brought to head growing government of Turkey conviction that what? Greek Turks cooperation within NATO must be terminated. Impressive, no? So it's clear. And we never mentioned this so clearly. Now it's very clear. And we are in the NATO, okay? So the point K, with the respect to Soviet attitude, Prime Minister said Russians were restless over the situation and not keeping this a secret. So it's very clear. He saw considerable significance in the official TASS statement that Cyprus developments endured the tent. So you see that, in fact, they are said what is clear for us now with all these documents is for Russians, the situation was good before 15. So at 17, the situation is dangerous. So they don't say we should do something else. We should restore the peace in any way. It doesn't matter. So the objectives for the Turkey. The Prime Minister said that the government of Turkey basic objective is restitution of Cyprus constitutional government. Okay, what does it mean? It's clear. We already mentioned the problem of the constitution of 60. So Zurich, London. By this, he meant return of Lygeros to his head of government position, or if it is not feasible, that Lygeros' successor should emerge through previously established constitutional procedures. So you see, it's a point which is rather different from the situation of the coup. By the way, you remember the first point was that the coup succeeded. Point B is that the Greek officers of Cyprus National Guard must leave the island. This is exactly the point of Lygeros at his speech at United Nations. So the point C is that a secure corridor to the sea must be obtained for Turkish community. You see, this corridor, in fact, is in reality like a bridge between the future 5 miles, Kyrenia, and also what? Nicosia. You see? Because you remember, even now, we have many places in this axis, which are in fact Turkish places. Okay, so they want this, in their words, is a secure corridor. We see that, of course, it will be the starting point of the invasion. But this is the point, and this is what was mentioned to the embassy. Okay, in the point 3 is a problem about the British. We will see what the British think. We will explore all peaceful solutions before considering others. So the idea, you remember, of the British is to organize something new, an agreement, never mind where, maybe in London, meetings, to see what we can do. So they want to see that. They want to have a cooperation, of course, with the British, but you can see that there is a difference between US and Britain on the subject how to solve the issue. The point 4A, new regime on Cyprus completely unacceptable to government of Turkey. We know this, it's clear. And this means what? As it is completely unacceptable, this is related to military intervention. So you see that is a consequence. If this is not done, I mean a restoration without military intervention, the government of Turkey prepared to carry out military intervention. So you see that for them, they don't say we have an intervention of Greece. They just say there is a coup. The situation has changed. We have to do something. But the position of Turkey is clear. They are thinking only one solution, in fact, the intervention. So the intervention for them is only the restoration of the situation of the constitution. So they are not mentioning anything about invasion, of course, and of course it's not for them an attack. But the way is that they use it is to, in fact, justify the proposition of Soviets, of Lygeros at the United Nations, the position of Echevit, and in fact, all this is just one solution, and this solution will be Attila for them. So you see that they are not trying to find something which is diplomatical. Okay, so it's finished. At the end, we have, if new regime retains control of Ireland, government of Turkey might be willing hold of military intervention if a corridor to the sea guaranteed to Turkish residents of Ireland. You see? Interesting. This is also a problem if we have to compare the superiority of Turkish or Greeks in the area. Okay? So, if they have clear Turkish military superiority in area, the government of Turkey would give assurance that it could rescue Turkish population if that were needed. So you see, it's rather different because their position is a very offensive position. And in fact, we see that they use this as an excuse to do what they think they have to do.